My second time doing Miss Hong Kong in 2019.
I don't know if I can do this, but I was like, you know what? You're in your 20s. Hold up. I need to process. Like, why does he look so familiar?
Oh.
Hi guys, welcome back to my
Hello.
channel. I have Sela here today. We're gonna talk about our pageant experience. And do you remember how we actually met?
I think it was either in the room or in the bus. Do you remember? Like on the way to this. I think it was on the bus.
So we actually went through Miss Hong Kong and Miss LA Chinatown, and we met in Miss Hong Kong, in Hong Kong.
Yeah, in Hong Kong. We met in a different country.
So I think I remember like we're all on the bus, and then we all went to like TVB, and then we're put into this room and we're sitting in different rows, assigned seating.
Assigned seating. Like 200 or 300 people? I forget.
I think every year is different,
Yeah.
because sometimes there's a little more girls, then they have more people, but usually in like a few hundred.
Few hundred people, yeah. And I think like you must have been in like a couple rows ahead of me. But like the second interview, we both made it to the second interview, and I think you were maybe in like the row in front of me, like maybe diagonally. I don't remember.
And then it was really funny because we were like, "Oh, where are you from?" And then we're like, "LA, LA where?" And then, well, we're here, and
We're like literally probably a couple miles apart. I think I avoided the paparazzi pretty well, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because it's actually my second time doing Miss Hong Kong in 2019, and so I think I learned the loopholes of avoiding the paparazzi.
Like how? Like how do you avoid paparazzi?
I think you just like I got there by I actually went to the wrong station. I went to like one station past, and I was like, oh my goodness, like because you have a time that you have to get there by, and I think they stagger it, so it wasn't super obvious for anyone. But I ended up having to take a taxi from like the next stop back to, is it Lohas Park?
Lohas Park.
Yeah, Lohas Park, and it was really, I mean, naturally I just avoided them really well because of the taxi park behind the bus.
Oh yeah, because when you walk out of the MTR station, the paparazzi are just like standing there and ready to like shoot pictures and ask you questions. But if you go from like the taxi stand, like literally barely any paparazzis are there, right?
Yeah. I think I still walked back into the station, but it's just like I didn't catch anyone's attention, which is which is good. How about you? What was your experience like?
I remember, okay, first time I did take the MTR to go, and I was like holding a bunch of bags. If you guys are wondering why a bunch of girls have bags with them, it's because we have like a lot of things to prepare. You have to bring your own food, you have to bring water, because you're gonna be there for the whole day, and no one is gonna take care of you but yourself. And make sure to bring a jacket. It's so cold in there.
It's really cold. I think it's I guess the entire studio is probably that cold inside, but it's super cold, and like you're in like survival mode once you get there.
Yeah, you would know. And it's really nice to meet different girls from different areas. Some are local, obviously, and then you also have people from the UK, Australia, all that.
Yeah, like from everywhere, even like different parts of China too, I think, right? Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Like it's super international, and everyone is like, I would say everyone's like super friendly, like and everyone's really well educated too, I feel like.
I know.
So I mean, these are like awesome people that you're meeting, and I've definitely like we've kept in touch, and like with a couple other girls as well, so definitely like a really good experience, like getting to know people.
And you never know who's sitting next to you. Like it could be like the 2020 Miss Hong Kong. Kind of keep yourself connected with the girls, and then you can do fun things. I feel like in our 20s, it's kind of hard sometimes when you are out of college or school and to meet people. And if you go to these pageants, there's just a bunch of girls
No, it's true,
doing the
yeah.
same thing, chasing their dreams.
So they break down the interview and like asking you questions into different parts. So there's like, wasn't there like a Saikwa something?
Saikwa Sipan. So
Sipan,
there's
yeah.
like different channels that they live stream on like social media or different platforms, and sometimes we're asked to speak Mandarin,
Oh yeah.
or
Yep.
you gotta speak Cantonese all the way or something. They do something like entertaining for the audience to see
Yeah.
how we are and like kind of show us our personalities.
Yeah. I think some of the questions are like hard to answer, but I realize it's more about your reaction rather than your actual answer, because a lot of times you're really caught by surprise, and so it's just kind of like you have to be pretty witty, and like you don't have that much time, so just trying to be like natural, not really trying to like hide up any part of your personality. I feel like that's probably your best bet in terms of answering questions. And actually in front of the judges, like they bring in like I think like 8 to 10 girls at a time, and then there's like a panelist of like executive members and a couple of really important people. I can't recognize everyone, but yeah, they ask you like questions, and I feel like they ask pretty like targeted questions because they have your like basically your resume in front of them. So it's like, other than like my nerves, I feel like the questions were not as hard as like some of the other activities that we had to do.
Everyone has a different background, so they ask different questions like about your school, your background, why do you want to do Miss Hong Kong, type of thing, and you kind of just have to say it, but try to say it in Cantonese.
Yeah, definitely. Cantonese is like, I think is like the main. Yeah, they want to make sure that you're using as much Cantonese as possible to answer all the questions. So yeah.
I remember when I was trying to speak through the microphone, I was so nervous because it sounds so different through the microphone, like compared to day-to-day talking. So I think the first interview I freaked out. I didn't really stand right in front of the microphone to speak, and they were like, hey, go stand in front of the microphone and talk. So that was like, I was a little embarrassed, but I got through it somehow. And then I went back with the other girls that we were grouped into to our own seats. And then we were waiting and waiting and waiting. So the whole day is like gone, basically.
No, yeah, for sure. It was like 9 to 12 hours. I forget exactly how long. It's super long, the entire day.
So if you were to tell someone that has never done a pageant ever, would you actually encourage someone to try out for Miss Hong Kong?
I think if it's your dream, or like you've been thinking about it for a while, I would definitely recommend that you just go for it, because you never know, you know, the result, and you never know kind of like the opportunities that it brings. But, like, you should definitely ask some of the former girls who have been in pageants, and like reach out to them on Instagram, or if you know someone personally. I feel like it'll help a lot to kind of learn a bit more about the pageant before you actually dive into it. But I would definitely, like, if it's your dream, if it's your passion, like, why not? Like, you know, you can definitely try out and see where it brings you.
Yeah, you just never know until you really try. And if you're still like doubting, I think you should just go for it.
Oh yeah, if you're doubting, like, just go for it. Like,
I think that's how I started like doing Miss Hong Kong, because I was like not sure. I don't know if I can do this, but I was like, you know what? You're in your 20s. You'll never go back in your 20s.
yeah.
You just gotta do it now. There's no better time. So
Yeah, well, if you're 30, I think you're out of the range already.
oh yeah, they have an age
they have an
limit.
age limit.
We also did a second pageant, which is in LA. We did Miss Los Angeles Chinatown. And it's funny because I didn't know Sela was part of the court for 2019. So she did Miss Chinatown before going into Miss Hong Kong. And when I came back from Miss Hong Kong the same year, 2019, I went straight to Miss Los Angeles Chinatown. I was just like, you know what? I'm still in my 20s. I
Stealing
have
our
another.
prime.
I have another shot. Let's go. And then when I was doing my training, I was like, Sela.
I just walked in one day for like training as like an assistant, and I was like, whoa, Victoria.
Miss LA Chinatown's a little different. You go through also interview, but you only had one interview, and you were just, you know, interviewing with the board members of the Chinatown chamber, and then they will notify you through email like whether you made it or not, and then you kind of just start training. That's how I also met a bunch of other girls. And also Sela is 2019 court.
Yeah, I'm part of the 2019 court, so I actually, like 1 year before.
I got crowned 2020 January, and that's before all the lockdown. And then obviously everything just shut down. There's no events, nowhere to go, no evening events, no shows. Also, I want to talk about like the whole training experience till we got on stage. So when we got to the training part, it was like once a week. The girls all meet up on time. It could be like training how you walk, how you pose, and then sometimes you have to try on dresses. For my year, I got some sponsors for my chi pao and my evening gown portion. I think also like a business casual wear too.
Yeah, you guys got it. You guys got a lot of different sponsors. I think our year we had to provide everything for ourselves. So
yeah, so that was really fun.
The LA pageant teaches you is that you have to go find, you know, like a sponsor to sponsor some of the like tables at the main pageant event, and then also trying to find your makeup artist, maybe like a different hairstylist.
I watched a bunch of YouTube videos to learn how to do my makeup and hair for myself, because sometimes like you don't have a makeup artist with you at all times, and you kind of just need to learn it.
Yeah, you definitely need to learn to do your own makeup, answer specific, you know, like Q&A questions at the pageant, or doing your own makeup, or like, you know, even changing between different outfits throughout the pageant.
The different sections of the event, like the pageant, is just like it breaks down to the first intro, and then you have your chi pao and Q&A, and kind of that's it. On the day of, I remember everything went really, really fast. On the day of the pageant, we also have this like pre-interview where you have someone that walks you up to like a meeting room, and you meet the judges for that night for the very first time. They interview you personally, and they kind of have only like a minute with you of interaction, and you don't know who's gonna be your judges until the day of. And I think for my year, one of my highlights is Jimmy O Yang from Crazy Rich Asians, one of the judges.
Yeah,
like,
he was one of the judges for you guys?
Yeah, like the pre-interview. So when I sat down, I was like, hold up, I need to process. I was like, why does he look so familiar?
Oh, wait, did you see his name card, or you just didn't recognize his name?
I saw his face first before I saw the name.
That's so funny. There's a lot of like pretty famous people that go to the pageants, and you don't know about it, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it was a really good experience. You really learn how to have a good posture.
Yeah, still working on that.
Straighten up your back, and like how to walk in heels. And the heels we were wearing were like so tall. They're like 5 inches.
When I did the pageant, I think mine were like 4.5 inches heels, and I couldn't feel my toes for 2 or 3 days after.
But part of it is because of the stage effect. You kind of had to look really tall to stand out in the camera. I don't know, if you wear like day-to-day basic like 3-inch heel, it's not going to have the same effect.
It's not, yeah. Definitely like take care of yourself. Exercise, eat well, like.
Also sleep a lot before all these training and interviews, because I don't know, you get really stressed out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you lose sleep and you get so tired, but you still need to sleep and to have energy to keep going, because these trainings are not easy. They take a lot of energy out of you.
I definitely agree with that. And I don't know, like they say when you're on camera, you look about 10 pounds like heavier. And it's so true, because even if like you have like one like salty meal, or like you don't sleep enough and your face gets swollen, it is so obvious on camera. Have you noticed? Yeah, definitely. I think also like worrying about a lot of things that you can't control is also like yeah, so just work on the things you can control, which is sleep, eat well, do your face mask.
You gotta look your best and be confident in front of the camera. Do whatever it takes to show up.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, definitely show up and bring your best self. Thank you so much for watching Victoria's video about like our pageant experience, and like leave us any comments below. We'll definitely look at them, and if you guys want like a part 2 or like want us to talk about something specifically.
Oh yeah, thank you for coming and like, you know, share the experience with me, with you guys. It's kind of interesting how we met and we went through the same things. So yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Leave some comments, make sure you subscribe and like this video, and maybe we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, let us know.